Well, I don't know. I mean, you have Merab with his matchup. We have yet to really see a good grappler, right, do well against O'Malley. We had Aljo, but obviously it didn't go great. Maybe Merab is that guy,
Oh, the special guest train continues. I mean, just so much handsomeness right now. Carolina, Chris Weidman joining us on episode 500. What's up, handsome?
What's up, guys? Congratulations. 500 episode. That's crazy.
So I don't know if your window's down and you can maybe put it up. We're getting a little bit of background. If not, so.
Yeah. It's not my windows.
It sounds good now. So we had George St. Pierre on earlier today, Chris.
Oh, nice.
And it's the only time Longo has showed up early because he wanted to talk to George,
Really? I missed Longo.
So Longo I kind of wanted to get him out because I asked him a question about Merab and O'Malley. And he never breaks any fucking news on this show ever. Like, he brings comedy, but he never breaks any news. Yeah. And we asked him about the Sphere for Merab, and he immediately said it's either going to be that or going to be, November Madison Square. So we had to get him out so we could talk about that on the backside. But either way, it looks like it's going to be Merab and Sean,
Well, that's impressive to hear because Longo has a hard time holding a secret.
I'm telling you. So, we appreciate you joining us on short notice for episode 500. One thing I brought to Ray's attention today, because we're sort of going back into some of the archives, when we launched this show in 2015, you were the champion of the world. And like a month later, you made a title defense against Vitor Belfort. And I'm curious, if that feels like a lifetime ago for you, like it did for Longo, but that's where we were at when we launched this fucking thing like 10 years ago.
Yes, it does feel a lifetime ago. It's crazy. It's still weird. It is kind of weird to say it's, 9 years ago?
Yeah, 9.5.
When I won the belt, it was 10 years. It was 11 years ago now against Anderson. That was 2013, and Vitor was 2015. Yeah, it's all almost like a blur at this point. It's definitely weird. And I'm still here somehow.
No, you are. And I feel like we're going to see you in a competitive setting for a while, right? Like, I feel like we're going to see you in the UFC. I wouldn't be surprised to see some celebrity boxing offer come your way. I feel like competitive grappling, there's always going to be money there. So, I know you're, at times have been broken, but you're undeterred, buddy. I think you got to stay sharp, buddy. There's going to be a lot of offers coming your way.
I literally have been broken. But I haven't completely broke. I'm still here. I still have 4 fights left on my UFC deal. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I know there's some good opportunities outside the UFC for some of those boxing matches. I got a call from Anderson Silva's manager at one point about doing a boxing match with him. I would like it to be more of a legit fight. Like the play sparring that Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva did. I mean, it's pretty cool. You could show up and make probably some decent money and not have to worry about anybody getting hurt, which is cool. But I'm still at the stage of the game where I'm looking to compete, and I don't want any take it easy type fights. I still want to go hard.
John, right now, I have a little bit of anxiety because Chris is probably 20 minutes away from me. It's almost 100 degrees, and he had to turn off the AC in his car. He's going to officially melt in the Carolinas.
And I've been on vacation for 3 weeks. I'm disgusting. I did work out this morning, thank God. I've worked out probably 4 times in the last 3 weeks, and I was in good shape before that. It's crazy how fast it goes. I hate it. I hate how I feel right now, but sometimes you got to take time off, and I'm going on a vacation tomorrow to Mexico for another week for my birthday party.
Nice, man.
My New York, all my old time friends were going there, and I'm almost not even excited about it because I want to get back into training and my routines and everything. But But
so what does that look like when you're taking time off? Are you just doing nothing? Are you?
So I was in Hawaii, and I was in La Crosse, Wisconsin, because we seen a Lyme specialist. Both my boys had Lyme disease.
Oh, no.
They got bit by a tick at some point. Actually, I think down south, which is weird, because it's not as bad down here. But they both got bit by a tick, apparently, and they have Lyme disease. And they don't have any crazy symptoms. My wife thinks they have symptoms. I don't really think they have symptoms. I think they're kids. But anyway, we went to the top specialist, happened to be in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. And then right off of that, And I got workouts in there at the whatever hotel we were at, just a little workout room. And then then we went to Vegas for UFC International Fight Week, and that was just super busy. I got one workout in while I was there, but it was just chaos the whole time, and it was catching up with a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. So it's just hard. It was hard to get the workouts in. And also, I'm spending time with the family and trying to make sure they're having a good time. And then right off of that, I went to Hawaii for the Monster Energy was flying me out to do some appearances at the military barracks and stuff out there with Pearl Harbor and the Marine base and Schofield Barracks. And so my wife is from Hawaii and she has so much family members there. So every 3 years we try to go. But because Monster was going to be flying me out, I'm like, all right, let's go. Kill two birds with one stone. So I brought the whole family out and we were there for almost 2 weeks. And we did a lot of time, spending time with her family on Oahu. And then we went to Maui for like 5 days. And my parents, especially my mom, it was really just my mom. It's been on her bucket list her entire life to go to Hawaii, and they've never been able to make it happen. So I flew out my parents and got them a hotel and everything, and was able to bless them with that. And it was a great time. So the workouts, I started strong in Hawaii, and then it just kind of fell off because we were waking up early and we were going to sleep late. And I'm like, you know what? You need time for the body to repair, I'd tell myself. And so I'm just getting a little chunky. And I'll be able to, get disciplined again here soon and get my weight in order and hopefully get a fight set. I'm trying to get a fight. Kevin Holland called me out for the Sphere in September. I go, hey, listen, if we get on the Sphere card, let's go.
Oh,
I saw him at International Fight Week, and I guess he had asked me to fight on July 14th, and that wasn't going to happen. I had all those plans to go to Hawaii, and so I said no. And then I bumped into him and he was like, UFC Noche? And I didn't even know what he was talking. I was like, are you speaking Spanish to me?
Right.
And he's like, I don't know. I was like, what does that mean? He goes, I don't know. I go, so what are you saying? And he was like, the Sphere card. I'm like, oh, you want to fight me on the Sphere card? Oh yeah, I'm 100% down. I'm ready for that. But if it's not the Sphere card, because I know that's probably a long shot, I'd probably get on that card. I'm at Madison Square Garden card in November.
Yeah. That'd be huge, though, to have you and Kevin on that Noche UFC card. And he competed on that show last year, actually, and helped sell some tickets. So that is interesting. So
I would love, I'm going to tell the UFC, I fought Bruno Silva the last fight. He's a tough guy, man. He had a close fight with, what's his name? Pereira, not too long ago, like a year and a half ago. He's a tough dude. Nobody really knows him. And so it's like, you don't get much out of a win. So I want to fight big name guys, some fun fights, guys high in the rankings or just big names, fun fights. I'm 40 years old now. I've done a lot in this sport. And so, after coming back from the leg injury and everything, getting my legs kicked in the first fight against Brad Tavares, then able to get another round fight pretty quick against another guy, Bruno Silva.
And a win.
And got the win. Was able to throw my kicks again. I defended leg kicks. I felt way better. Now I'm ready for some top flight competition and some big names, fun fights, to finish off the career.
And you are the biggest fight for a lot of people in that division other than a title eliminator or a championship fight. So the world is still going to be your oyster in a lot of respects. I just bring up celebrity boxing because I feel like
by the way, can I just say this?
Yeah.
Some people do research for me because I'm the worst at this type of stuff, but they stole my ranking too. I have no ranking and it's kind of BS. When I went up to 205 to fight, what's his name? Dominic Reyes. And then I lost and I went back down to 85. I never had a ranking again. They just took my ranking. I was like 6, or 7. I don't know what I was. I want someone to go back and see. And then I went back down to middleweight, never had it again. And that fight after I lost to Dominic Reyes went and I thought beat John Jones that next fight. And so I shouldn't have just lost my rankings completely. Right. And I went back to 85 and it's just like I didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm standing up for myself now. I want to find out what the hell happened to my ranking. Screw
Well,
those.
dude, you got me focused on the Sphere thing, you know, but if Kevin Holland has a ranking, just thinking about your walkout song with the stars and stripes across that Sphere, dude, you know, it's really a unique live event. And as one of the 10 or so biggest names on this roster, I think you're one of the few guys who, if they called about the Sphere, they might take that call, you know, so.
That would be sick.
Especially if you're
and I'm married.
Teammate too
my
might be.
wife is Hawaiian Puerto Rican. My kids are got some.
There you go.
In them, you know, like a little flavor to me.
Yeah. Hey, before I let you go,
I am the old American, so it'd be good to bring an American guy in there.
Hey, before I let you go, because I want to be respectful of your time, and thanks for hopping on. In terms of your television career, I think a lot of us who follow you on social media saw you prepping in your room, surrounded by children. I think there was actually a child on your back as you were trying to watch film at one point in time. But it seems like you really do enjoy it. I know you get to be on a weigh-in show that allows you to have fun and drink and cuss and do all these things, but it seems like you would have a lot to offer that medium, you know?
Yeah, I like it. So this is just the honest truth about it. If I was to get into like the analyst game right now, I would be starting from the bottom. I'd have to work my way up, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm all in. But that means I would be doing every weekend. I'd be doing cards. I'd be doing like the Contender Series and all this stuff. There's nothing wrong with it, but at this point in my life, like my kids and their sports and everything they do is on the weekends, and I'd be missing all that every single damn weekend, and there wouldn't be much room for them working with me on anything because I would be trying to prove my spot in that realm of the analyst game. And I do enjoy doing it, but at this point, I don't have to do it, and I don't want to miss out on those memories of my kids. And I just want to be with them as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
If I have to do it, I do it.
Right.
I enjoy it. It's a great job. I have fun doing it every time I do it. But at this point, to like almost start as a rook,
right,
and work my way up, it'd be tough. If I could just jump in there and be like the Daniel Cormier and do the shows that he's doing, which is he's got a great thing going for him, but he worked his way into that spot. Me and him started around the same time for Fox, and I kind of fell off. I wanted to focus more on fighting, and he stuck with it, and it paid off for him for his career where he's at now. But I don't think I could start from the bottom and work my way up. I'd be missing too many things with my kids, and I'd hate myself for it. But that's what the weigh-in show is great. It's pay-per-views. Yeah. And it's actually only domestic. It's only when it's in the country. They asked me to come out, and I have a great time doing it. Candido does a great job producing, and the people that I'm on the out there with Senko, Dan Helly, and Cormier. It's just a fun show. We just have a good time. I like ball busting, and it's like a really ball busting show. Yeah, it's a good fit. It's a good fit. The analyst thing, you got to do rehearsals. It's a little bit more serious. A lot of shit that doesn't have to do with fighting too. A lot of obligations, Yeah. So well, thank you, buddy. And I only bring up the celebrity boxing because you could fight 4 or 5 more times in the UFC, and because of your name value, those offers are going to come. And all of a sudden you make $175,000 a show. And I'm not talking about like, Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva type fights, Chris. I'm talking about training camps on the front end of these things, but you make a lot more on one night to do that than to call fights, That's true, but it doesn't last as long. So I wouldn't be doing it for $170,000 to show. I know that's a good chunk, but it doesn't last forever. So I'd be trying to make millions doing that if I was going to. Ken Flo's number's 300,000. That'd be no, keep going. Yeah. Retirement plan. That'd be like the retirement plan stuff. I mean, Anderson Silva and those guys, they're not making, I don't think they're making like 175,000. They're making millions. Yeah. Yeah. That's a terrible number by me. Hey, thanks for coming on. One of our all-time favorites. And I think a lot of fat people watching this are looking at you saying you're a little out of shape and thinking you're fucking nuts, too. Yeah. You could do it too. Hey, thank you, buddy. You're the man. All right. Hey, thanks for having me. I'm sorry I missed Longo, but it's good seeing you guys. That's my fault. I got him out too early. Thank you, buddy. All right. Take care, guys. There he is. Future UFC Hall of Famer, former undisputed UFC middleweight champion, Chris Weidman, with us here on the Anik and Florian podcast. Yeah, coming off a win, 4 fights left. Sometimes you wonder contractually how they'll handle one athlete versus another, but I just think there are a lot of potential opportunities for a guy like that just based upon what he's done, Definitely. And man, hopefully he gets that fight in the Sphere. That'd be cool.
So Anderson Silva, per Overtime Heroics, was guaranteed between $500,000 and $1 million in his return to boxing against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in 2021. So
Sounds about right.
Uriah Hall, UFC fight in 2020, reportedly took home $620,000, $500,000 for his fight against Jake Paul. Either way, thanks to Weidman for joining us. I was going to have him surprise Longo, but Longo got so hard for George St. Pierre that he showed up at 11:20 a.m. Eastern time. But thanks to the great Chris Weidman for joining us today here on the Anik Florian podcast.